Good morning, everyone. This is Dan Old School Green bringing you another edition of Quick Takes brought to you by the Heat Ratio Sports Network. As always, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, tap the bell, and you will be informed of when all our programming kicks in. Today's topic: what if the Sixers traded Larry Hughes for Tracy McGrady back in 1999? Wow. That trade was literally this close to happening. In fact, the Sixers were trying to get a then 20-year-old. It would have been his third year. He had 2 years prior with the Raptors, came in the league as an 18-year-old. He would have just completed his second year with the Raptors, and the Sixers were offered McGrady and a number 1 for Larry Hughes. It fell through. Think what might have been. The Sixers made the absolute blunder in 1998 of taking Larry Hughes with the 8th overall pick with Dirk and Paul Pierce still on the board. I'm not going to pretend I knew much about Dirk Nowitzki back in 1998. It wasn't like today where we knew all the European players very well. But in 1998, I sure as hell knew Paul Pierce was the pick. A stud at Kansas. He was the pick. Larry Brown made the awful decision of following through with a promise he had made to Larry Hughes' family that he would draft Larry Hughes. Stupid. What was he thinking? And the rest is history. I believe we pawned off Larry Hughes eventually for Tyrone Hill. Good piece for the Sixers puzzle, but not the kind of trade you make for the 8th overall pick. Now, if they had traded for McGrady, I think that might have righted the wrong, and we would have forgotten about Paul Pierce and Dirk Nowitzki for many years. As from the 2000 to 2007 season, McGrady averaged 26 points per game. He had a 7-year run of excellence. Soon after that, he kind of faltered in his career, but we could have had Tracy McGrady for a 7-year run of excellence. That being said, as much as we all love and adore and praise Allen Iverson for his phenomenal effort, grit, and his phenomenal game at the size of, let's face it, he was 5'11", not 6 feet tall. He was hard to play with. Jerry Stackhouse couldn't play with him. 1997, we shipped Jerry Stackhouse off and made the great trade to get Theo Ratliff and Aaron McKee. Would Tracy McGrady have had a 7-year run with the Sixers of scoring 26 points per game alongside of Allen Iverson? Probably not. Maybe they would have played okay together, but maybe McGrady would have been just another player in the lines of Jerry Stackhouse. And to some lesser extent, some of the other stars the Sixers brought in kind of past their prime, a la Kukoc, Weber, players like that just didn't play well with Allen Iverson. You had to have a certain team around Allen Iverson. So that was a sacrifice. Allen Iverson's greatness and ball dominant skills for the Jerry Stackhouses of the world, and in this scenario, Tracy McGrady. Would it have worked? Let's go on the assumption it would have. 7 years of a guy that was 6'8", 6'9", phenomenal athletic ability, scoring, let's give him 20 points per game, not 26, because he's playing with Allen Iverson. I think that would have helped us in our championship run of 2000-2001, where he really started to blossom around that time. But this is a what-if scenario, and it unfortunately did not happen. But if the McGrady for Hughes trade took place, the trajectory of the Sixers would have completely changed. Would we have had a banner or two? I don't know. Would it have just been another situation where a young star gets shipped off because he couldn't play with Allen Iverson? I don't know. But I would have loved to see what would have happened. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The quick take for the week, McGrady for Hughes. What if? I wish it happened. It would have been a steal for the Sixers. And who knows what that number 1 pick would have turned out to be as well. Once again, on behalf of Heat Ratio Sports, I'm Daniel Skull Green. Till next week, go Sixers. Take care, everyone. Be safe and enjoy playoff basketball.